Long green candles are great to watch, that too breaking through resistance zone. But what gives the XRP holders more confidence is this technology which we have invested in. And the developers push towards regulatory clarity and adoption of this asset gives us more clarity and confidence to be an investor in this market. And this is happening at a time when the market is moving bullish, market is turning bullish and eyeing the all-time highs. Just look at the Ethereum chart, you kind of see that it already moved around 500% from the bottom, and from now just 240% is the all-time highs. So it's not far away and we are going to reach that level soon. So it's not only for Ether. If you look at the BTC, you kind of see the same thing. We are around the corner for that all-time highs, and indicators and price action suggest that the confidence in the bull market for crypto should be huge. The confidence level of holders should be high, and this should actually bring in more buyers into the market. Kraken is relaunching in Japan. Ripple is highlighting Japan because of the best efforts from the regulators there, providing regulatory clarity and welcoming the investors for different markets. So new flow of money is going to enter the market soon, and the price fluctuation towards the all-time highs for this asset class can increase the fear of missing out and push in more and more buyers into this market. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you saw value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you would like to extend your support, you can use that PayPal, Patreon or XRP wallet address given in the description below. Today we'll have to cover through different news and facts to understand where we are actually headed. Because this is not only about the all-time highs and making new all-time highs. It's also about the confidence of the investors in this market, because it's been long bear market, kind of an extended bear market. So those who were here from the all-time highs, thinking about next all-time high, buying in and accumulating, need a reason to stay. If you are not much confident enough about the technology and more, if you need more knowledge about the same, do continue to watch this. I've said the all-time highs are around the corner, right? And that's in the terms of United States dollar, that is BTC USD, right? We are all looking at this market and waiting for the all-time highs to kick in. But the regional market for BTC is showing different. Say this one particular in Turkey is showing new all-time highs. Bitcoin already making new all-time highs in Turkey. So that's actually a cool news, right? So shout out to Preston for putting this one out. Now this all goes back to the geopolitical scenario and the domestic scenario in each different country and their fiat currency. Right now, their currency is being depreciated against United States dollar. So automatically now, yeah, we know that dollar is also a fiat. They also print money. So, anyway, inflation or a deflationary event is coming soon. But if you just consider the fiats, dollar is kind of the strongest one among them. So at first, the other fiats will devalue against the dollar. Then once every fiat is going to go through the flush, then dollar will also get devalued. But until then, you can actually see these different markets going through all-time highs. And automatically, this will bring more investors understanding that the potential of these asset class is too high to move into, right? So if we look at the charts, what do we understand? Say this is a 3-day chart of XRP. And it shows us that it is continually making those bullish signs, giving us a price action that indicate that the bulls are here. If you look at the RSI, we've been creating a trend line showing that the rally is there. It's still valid, and the RSI on a 3-day, we are now tending to close towards the upside on a positive territory. That is bullish, I told you yesterday. And then we get a long shaped bullish candle which kind of get through this resistance level. I think if you look at a real time, we already went even above that resistance level and we are still above that zone. So that gives us much confidence as traders or investors in this market. Now if you zoom in and look at the same on a daily chart, you get to see a continuation pattern. See, especially here around 0.24 towards 0.245, you are getting a continuation pattern here, and then the price is following that. It's moving to the upside. If you look at the RSI, it's crossing to the upside again on a daily in positive zone. Then the RSI is trading to the upside, but keep an eye, this line, trend line, has been a resistance for RSI during this daily cycle, right? So if we break above this and go into overbought territory, that's going to be hugely bullish for XRP. Now, if you look at the same here and try to understand this is kind of clear that as we move above this particular line, which is the trend line resistance for this particular area, that is say around 0.262, we are going to see much more bullish momentum. Now that's not only because of that one, because if you actually draw separate pattern within this chart, say if you take a daily chart, 4-hour chart, and try to plot trend line resistance here, you kind of get to see something like this. Now it depends on how you plot it, connecting most of the touches which this trend has actually created. So you're gonna get something like this. First we broke above this one, then this was a resistance, we came back, but we had a higher low, we retested that area and broke above that. So right now we are breaking above the horizontal resistance, trend line resistance, so that is bullish, because as long as we maintain the structure here in the price, we are going to go much higher. Now if you just look at this particular area, say we came up, we then made a long flag like this, now we are breaking to the upside. That is actually cool, because we are going to go at least till 0.32. Now I know the drawing is not perfect, it's childish. So the theme is we are headed towards this direction, so keep your eye on that area. Now the same XRP on a weekly, you're getting this. We were already above in positive area, and then we were kind of tending to cross to the downside. I highlighted that to you guys, saying there should be caution there. And we had a red week, but now we are bouncing there, and that's critical, because at the same time the RSI is moving towards 60, which is above 50 range, which is key. If you look at on a monthly chart, you kind of understand that we came back, retested that area of key level for XRP, which was around 45, 46, and we are bouncing to the upside. At a time we have already crossed to the upside on the MACD, but it's still on the negative side. That means the run to the upside is much more for XRP compared to BTC, ETH, or any other digital assets. Now yes, there are similar opportunities in XLM and all, which kind of gives you a similar return on your investment till the all-time highs. But if you look at the fundamentals and extrapolate the future, you kind of get that yes, for of course, based on the history and the fundamentals, it's going to be XRP which will be giving you the most return on your investment. Now look at the volume here. Here the volume was high at the all-time highs when the market was kind of topping out, and then you kind of reached similar level of volume here in the bottom. You have to think one at the top and one at the bottom, and from there the volume is reducing. Now when I say volume is reducing, for me that really is important. Why? Because if I actually go back in history to see what really happened just before those pump, it really means something huge. Because if you look at this market, zoom in and look at it, you kind of had the rise in the volume, the pump came in, which was similar to that of the all-time highs there, and then it went to the downside. So as the volume decreased and then started to reappear in the market, that was the time when the price started shooting to the upside. So the chances for the volume decreasing and then getting that pump. Similar here in BTC2, the volume increased and was more than that of the all-time highs, and then it started reducing. Think, it was the bottom, the volume was so high, this was the buyers coming in, accumulating at that price point, and then they just were waiting for others to come in. The volume started reducing. Then can see it's slowly increasing now, and the price is moving towards the all-time highs, and that is similar in Ethereum as well. So now you are watching the entire crypto market is headed towards that bullish mode. Now let's look at XRP itself and its side of fundamentals, which we all should be understanding. Now there are a lot to this particular asset, and that's why it's taking a lot of time to go and cover almost every developments and whatever the factors are there for this asset. Now let's start with this one. XRP Stewart actually put this one out, and it was kind of highlighting, Polysign, which is kind of the new bank of crypto included into the financial system, is highlighting, if you look at here, second, XRP developed by Ripple. Now they are saying developed by Ripple, and Ripple states something else, so there is a bit of contradiction there. Anyway, it's particularly useful for us. While we don't have a commercial relationship with Ripple, they are not investor in our fund, for example. We are still able to use their super fast and secure settlement infrastructure as anyone else can. Now in yesterday's video I highlighted US companies are recognizing this asset for its ability and use cases which it presents. Whereas PayPal and others are coming out and stating, no, we are going to give payments for merchants via BTC, Ether and other proof of work system. Now, I don't know how mad they are, but anyway, the system which they are coming up with, even though it's kind of walking towards something new in crypto market, it's kind of, you can buy, you can't transfer it, you can't withdraw it, you can't, then why are you creating something? It should be, at least we can say they are starting with something and it will evolve with time. But right now, it's just like, it may increase a little bit volume in different assets just to hold. Now, if you are a holder, if you are buying something to hold for next 5 years, 10 years, it's cool. But if you are looking at trading those when there is eventual bull and bubbles in shorter time frames, you won't be able to take out that profit. Say one day the price is going 30%, next day 25%, next day 30%. So automatically, there is a little bit of correction or a long wick to the downside coming. So you won't be able to actually take out the profit by kind of not at the bottom, but at least somewhere below where you took that profit to get more number of units. Now, yes, that's risky and it's for experienced traders, but for them, it's not actually beneficial to enter there. And now here, Polysign is highlighting this. That means non-US investors in our fund will have an easier time investing in US and making redemptions. Why? Because this technology is huge. And if you come to the bottom, we'll pay our own fees and salaries out in XRP as well. We want to eat our own dog food and be active users of cryptocurrencies in as many parts of our fund operation as possible. Now, think, there are a lot of different crypto assets, and Polysign is going to be a giant player in this field. Still, they are adopting XRP for this, their own fees, salaries and others, their stuff. Why? They're gonna look at the long term. They want to accumulate this stuff as much as possible, and that's the way it should be, right? But as of now, there is no proper regulatory clarity for this market. That's why even PayPal hasn't announced XRP's name in it. And Brad kind of highlights that here. If you go through this video and check it, Brad, the summary of that is like Brad is saying, they all are going towards assets which kind of have a little bit of regulatory clarity from the United States. So you can't actually complain about them. And that is the reason when Brad states that we may actually move into other area to have a level playing field at a global stage, say UK, Singapore, Japan and all. Look at US, they are gonna fall a long way back. Why? Because say others in other regions, say this one, if you look at that, they are talking about a new payments system. Now that's interbank payment for domestic purpose. They are not talking about international perspective there, and it's being given to different organizations, which is kind of a division of CIA itself, SIA itself. So if you look at this, you can understand Quant going in domestically, and if you look at central bank's connection with IMF and Ripple, you kind of understand, yes, this is kind of, Ripple is going to be the international infrastructure. So one domestic infrastructure which can be connected to the international infrastructure. So in yesterday's video, we talked about Quant's over ledger connecting to Ripple's interledger, the connection between two networks. Now, why is that happening? In my sense, now it can be just speculation or my thought process, but what I see is like there are going to be domestic networks. At least Quant is going to cover majority of domestic networks with its connection with 500, 600 banks recently through the one or two partnerships. But the international arena for cross-border payments, Ripple's network and XRP, the asset or Ripples, are getting more attention. So in that manner, if you are looking at these kind of developments, they understand that yes, Swift has a hell lot of partnership. They are the existing network, but the issue is they can't actually execute these transfers which they need. Now, this one in particular, they are talking about high value transfers, say to settle large value payments. So they are not actually concentrating on the international payments of area which Ripple is concentrating on, which is low value, high frequency corridors, right? So the attention towards that is much high. Now, what are the important thing we have to see here? I'll actually say you guys to retweet this one, because if you go to see what really is happening, the regulators are saying like, yeah, no, we are doing our best, we are putting this one out. But it's been a long time since this asset was there in US, and still there is no regulatory clarity, whereas other assets which kind of being controlled by Chinese miners have clarity in US. So think about the reach of Chinese in US regulators and US governmental area. So if there are US government, if US government is going against them, trying to find out more about researchers, military, and anything which they are doing there, I don't see anything bad in that. But I'll say this, it's really happening. They have a lot of connection. Now the payments for cross-border section is a really huge market, and new entrants, existing players, but in different areas. Say GE is now coming. Now, say previously they were involved in medical sector, say electric grids, power grids, and other substations, and all other different areas. And now they are entering on cross-border payments. GE on why the road to growth runs through cross-border payments is like they understand the importance of this particular area. So if they want to improve their network, being a multinational company, they need something. And that is why if you look at Ripple, the company, and their offers previously was like Xcurrent, Xwire. So these kind of suites of Ripple, products of Ripple, allowed everyone to come in. For banks, different network. For organizations like businesses, enterprises, different solution. Now everything is combined as on-demand liquidity, and at the same time they are looking to kind of hook smart contracts into XRP ledger. So remember, December is coming soon, Flare is going out, so it's another option for smart contract connecting towards XRP ledger. Now you have to understand the ability of XRP ledger is increasing, expanding the reach. So this will bring in more and more of volume to the network, because it is clear that you don't have to go through Ethereum to just use the smart contract, and then from there, in order to get that scalability, you have to push that volume through XRP ledger. That's kind of weird, right? If you get everything in one network, it's going to be the best thing. And if that network has enough nodes, meaning networking connections or adoption rate, it's going to be cool based on corridors, right? So as we see multi perspectives in this ledger and networking, it's going to be expanding us. Now we actually talked about PayPal, right? And here the talk is coming out like PayPal might issue its own cryptocurrency. So everyone is watching this arena and they all understand that the potential is so huge and you may be making a lot of profits here. Now, if you actually jump into andersonkill.com, you kind of get what is Ripple, what's it about, XRP, the lawsuit, all the different kind of aspects of XRP can be read through here. And if you actually go through, it actually talks about XRP, the price appreciation, why investors are coming in, buying this asset and holding for a long time. So if you would like to read through this, this will be in the description. You can take your time if you have that, because this will give you much more clarity about the asset if you are new in this market. Now, Grayscale now holds 7 billion in Bitcoin and other crypto. Wow, that is actually a cool, good news, because you have to understand that's just one institution for institutional investors pushing in that much volume into crypto. So if we say the adoption is so slow, we can't say it's so slow. It is kind of a little bit slow, but not so slow. Because of the health crisis and the economic situation, we are now getting traction towards the assets like this. As we just told, Kraken is relaunching into Japan and it is expanding into Asia Pacific region as well. So we have to look at things in that manner too. Why? Because as these giants enter into various different markets, the huge investors like Paul Tudor Jones says he likes Bitcoin even more now. Why? Because he understands the rally is still starting. So for crypto, I'll also say the same. Whereas for the economy, it was in the last inning and it was going to the downside. It's already going downside. So it's just 5 companies keeping up the S&P 500. So in the same aspect, you'll understand that huge guys are coming into the market and the volume in cryptocurrency is going to be increasing hell lot, because institutions adopting this technology, moving in, creating their own tokens and all are increasing, and which creates the need for a bridge asset, neutral bridge asset. If it's for domestic payment, yes, it is needed. Even if it is for cross-border payments, yes, it is needed. And it is already understood that the need for that is here. So if you are coming into the crypto market and looking for an investment, always do your research, understand which asset you are putting your hard-earned money on. Now, if you won a lottery and if you just want to invest anyway, it's completely up to you. But if you are going to put your hard-earned money into some crypto assets, I'll say spend your time first, understand that project, the potential, the future, next 5 years, next 10 years, and then invest your money. And that's why in the Scientific Investor channel, we try to go through all the different aspects, right? We told you that the chances for the price appreciation is increasing. And at the same time, when you do look at the market in the other area, you kind of get to see this thing. And it kind of shows you that huge volume is being moved and in different areas, right? Ripple wise 46 million XRP, then move down. Binance and Japanese ODL corridor shift 70 million XRP. So these are not just small amount, right? The asset is having traction. There are some kind of movements happening, and always follow the money if you would like to make money. Now, Ripple is not just like saying XRP is the best asset and it should only survive. They understand this asset class is starting and it will rise and shine like a sun in next 3 to 5 years. If you are a proper investor, you've been doing your research, going through documents, understanding, educating yourself about this particular asset class, you already understand this is going to be huge. And when we look at the economy and the recovery there, BIS is talking about an inclusive recovery. So that's financial inclusion which they are talking about, which the current banking infrastructure or framework cannot actually reach. So they are needing new financial infrastructure, and that is where we are all headed. So the price of XRP can appreciate much more than we all think. It fits in shorter term in that aspect. If it's in a longer time frame in that aspect, you have to actually follow the price. Now we are at an area where you will at least have to check the price once a day. Previously, when the price was going to the downside, consolidating, you were already accumulated, then you were actually at that time setting orders for new lows. So you will actually be able to buy more XRP. But now the market looks like it's shifting, it's going to the upside. You have already loaded up. Now it's just sit back and enjoy the ride. So during this time, if you are watching the market, the issue is, when the market is going down and you're following the market, you kind of get to see opportunities to buy. But when the market is going to the upside, you kind of get to see the opportunities to sell. So even if you are a long-term XRP holder, when you see huge profits fluctuating, just going towards $50,000, $100,000 in profit, and then the price kind of corrects back, you see your profits reducing 20-30%, and you're tempted to take out that profit. So that's why you have to look at the market just at least just once a day, not continuously like 10-100 times a day. That kind of takes you to a different aspect as a trader. So to reinforce your abilities, do educate yourself about the market, about investing, and take wise decisions. Guys, that's all for today, and I believe you guys have received value for your time. And if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. If you'd like to extend your support and gain more value, you can check out that Patreon link in the description. It will give you access to different charts, setups, and understanding and research about different asset which is in your portfolio in a personalized manner. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.